Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially, as I am recording this, wait, I gotta do calculations, about 30 hours away from NFL football. Thursday night, season opener, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. AFC Championship rematch. I can't wait. And then guess what? Friday, we got football. Saturday, we got college football. Sunday, NFL football again. Sunday slate looks immaculate. Monday night football, we got Jets 49ers. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers will play more than 4 snaps. I swear if he runs out with another American flag, put your bets down. It might be 3 plays. But today, we have got my NFL honors / awards predictions for the 2024-25 season. I really got nothing else more to say outside of go Cougs, dropping 70 bomb on Portland State, and we're going to kick Texas Tech's ass. Now let's get right into it, starting with the comeback player of the year, who I just talked about. I think we'll play more than 4 snaps. I think we'll actually play at least 16 games, barring if they have to play week 18 or not. I just think this is a really easy comeback player of the year. Like, I really have nothing else to say. He's just the easy candidate. He is the favorite to win it, and I can't think of anyone else who's really going to challenge him for it. I mean, the dude, like I said, played 4 snaps, snapped his Achilles. This is already a 4-time MVP. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to multiple NFC Championship games. If he can just lead the Jets to the playoffs and come anywhere near these stat predictions that I've given him, he's going to win it. It just is what it is. It's Aaron Rodgers. He's got the resume. He's got the talent. He's got the talent around him, which is more important. Garrett Wilson, I think, is going to be phenomenal this year. Breece Hall, same thing. If Mike Williams can stay healthy, that Jets team is going to be nasty. And a player I'm going to say to watch out for is 3rd-round pick rookie Malachi Corley out of Western Kentucky. I love that kid coming out. He was one of my top 10 receivers. When you get the ball in his hands, he does special things. So all those factored in, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be your comeback player of the year. Pretty simple. I imagine most people would probably have this. Although, Ricky Pearsall maybe. I mean, many men. And now to Coach of the Year, finally. Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur gets his flowers. He should have honestly got it last year for what he did, but at the same time, it was respectable that he didn't. But I do think Green Bay is going to come back, and they are going to get that crown right back from the Detroit Lions. They are going to take it like they're taking candy from a kid. Like, it's going to be that swift, that easy. They're coming for the title. Jordan Love is here. You might see him later in the video. I don't know. You'll just have to stick around to find out. But seriously, I think they'll have the number 2 seed in the NFC. If you watch my season predictions, you'll know that my top seed in the NFC is the Niners. They're the kings of the NFC. And until they get beat, I'm not going to put anyone ahead of them. Whether that's the Lions, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Packers, for that matter, the Rams even. I think the Rams have a really good team. And McVay is definitely up here for Coach of the Year, I think, depending on how they do. You think of guys like Eberflus, if the Bears can put it together with Caleb Williams. Shane Steichen over in Indy almost won it last year. There are some really good coaches in some really good spots that could win this award, but I think if Green Bay were to win the NFC North and Jordan Love elevates to an MVP status and this team just is an overall good team, I think LaFleur deserves his flowers. He could have gotten it a couple years ago when he had A-Rod still there in Lambeau, but I mean, when you have Aaron Rodgers on your team, it's hard not to get to the playoffs unless you're Mike McCarthy. But you got young Jordan Love, 2nd year starting. I like this team, and I think LaFleur, like I've said multiple times, deserves his flowers, and I think he gets it here with Coach of the Year. Now to the Defensive Rookie of the Year, and if you watched any of my draft lead-up videos, you know Laiatu Latu was without a doubt one of my favorite players, if not my favorite defensive player, I should say. He is a phenomenal guy off the edge. And yes, he is a phenomenal pass rusher. He has all the pass rushing tools. He rushes with a plan. That's what a lot of people said, and he has great length, great size for the position. But the thing I think most people don't realize about his game and will get him this Defensive Rookie of the Year, the run game. If you go watch his junior season film at UCLA to his senior year, the difference in how he played the run game and how much more attentive he was in the run game, miles different. And I think he's really going to put it on. I have it here. He's close to 10 sacks, but 15 tackles for loss. The forced fumbles, whatever. That was just another kind of throw out there stat. I didn't want to put tackles in there, but I would imagine he's probably going to be around 30 to 40. But still, 9.5, close to 10 sacks, 15 TFLs. I think that would get him Defensive Rookie of the Year in a, you could say, weak defensive rookie class, but I honestly think it was just the fact that the offensive class was so star-studded that it took away from how good some of these guys are. And Leatu Latu being one of them, I believe he was the first guy to go off the board at 15, maybe 16. First defensive player off the board. It was either him or Dallas Turner. I can't really remember. But I think Leatu Latu edges out Dallas Turner this year. And watch out, dude. He could be a high riser for a lot of people. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets considered among the great pass rushers in our league his rookie year, because he is just that advanced as a rookie. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Surprise, surprise. Caleb Williams. I think he is the first Bears quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards and breaks that record with ease. I have him down for 35 total touchdowns. Now, this is not 35 passing touchdowns, even though that could be. He could have 35 or 34 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. But the key in this prediction is he has such great athletic ability, and I don't think he's really shown that yet. He shows it in his improvisational skills. When the play breaks down, absolutely. But this is a guy, like, obviously he's no Jaden Daniels. He's no Lamar Jackson. But he can beat you in a game by purely using his legs. He is an athletic guy. He's quicker than most give him credit for, and I think those rushing yards are going to be key in the Bears' success this year. Obviously, the main thing of why I think he's going to get Offensive Rookie of the Year is just the weapons around him. You have veteran guys like DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift in the backfield, and then you draft Rome Odunze. Like, this is one of the most loaded Bears offenses I've maybe ever seen. Like, you got to date back to Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Matt Forte. Like, you got to go back quite a while to have a Bears offense that had this much talent. Now, can they block for him? Valid question. They do have Darnell Wright, their first-round pick from last year, and what's the kid from Southern Utah on the left side? I can't think of his name right now. But I think their tackles are pretty solidified. It's going to be the interior of their offensive line. Obviously, they released Cody Whitehair, who was pretty disappointing last year. So fair enough. But I still think Caleb Williams is going to get Offensive Rookie of the Year, and it's going to be hard to beat him with his supporting cast. It's going to take a lot. Defensive Player of the Year. 2-time. Now, if this prediction goes through correctly, TJ Watt. I have him down for 19.5 sacks, 22 TFLs, and 75 tackles. 75. That's a lot. But TJ Watt is one of the best defensive playmakers in this generation of football players. He is phenomenal. Athletic freak, his bend, his power, his speed, just everything that he brings to the table. Without him on that Steelers defense, they're basically nothing. Like, you got Minka on the back end, Joey Porter Jr., Alex Highsmith on the other side, obviously, and Cam Hayward in the middle. But this guy is the difference maker. I mean, he is the quote-unquote quarterback of the defense, and I say quote-unquote because he's not actually calling plays like a middle linebacker or a safety would, but it's just he makes so many plays for that defense and actually for the offense with the turnovers he causes or the turnover on downs, 3 and outs with his pressure. Like, he is just a phenomenal pass rusher, and I think he gets that second deserving Defensive Player of the Year. He should already have 2, if not 3, in my opinion, or some other people's opinions. I mean, he has been top 2 defensive player since he got into the league. Like, it was Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was the only reason that this man doesn't have 2 or 3 Defensive Player of the Year trophies. That is, without a doubt, like 100% true. And everyone knows it. And he got robbed, actually, from Aaron Donald one year, in most of people's opinion, and mine, for sure. Now, you do have to take into account Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett again, of course, Nick Bosa. Like, there are guys that are still going to be trying to make their bids for Defensive Player of the Year. Chris Jones, Dexter Lawrence, go Big Blue, obviously. I don't think Dexter Lawrence gets the credit that he deserves, at least on a national level or a league-wide level, at least by fans, I should say. Matabike definitely could be up there again. Like, there are guys up there, but TJ Watt's just different, man. He really is. I think he's going to have another special season. Not saying the Steelers are going to have a good season, but he definitely will. And I think he will get his second Defensive Player of the Year trophy. Offensive Player of the Year. Bijan. I don't actually know how to say it anymore because he changed it on us last year. But I'm going to say Bijan Robinson of the Atlanta Falcons. Second-year player. And you know what? You see it right there. I put down 2,000 scrimmage yards. You know what? I should have put down 2,200. I think he could come close to 2,000 rushing yards this season. Zach Robinson, their new OC, coming over from the Rams. Obviously, you know what the Rams have done with running backs. Kyron Williams, C.J. Anderson. I guess he was more of a Broncos guy, but Todd Gurley. Just a load of guys. Cam Akers. What the Rams have done over there with running backs and involving them in their offense is just a work of art. And I think Zach Robinson is going to bring that to Atlanta. And Raheem Morris, the head coach, who's a defensive head coach, might I add, he has already said they plan to get this man the ball a lot. And you know what? Arthur Smith, I don't know what the hell he was doing last year. Feed your playmakers. And this guy might be the best one of them, and that's saying a lot when you have Kyle Pitts and Drake London on the same team as this guy. Like, come on. Feed the mustard. That sounds crazy. But Bijan Robinson is a phenomenal player. I think he puts that draft status of him being, I believe, 7th overall, actually. It was either 7th or 8th in last year's draft. I think he puts that draft type, I should say, lives up to the hype because I truly believe he's going to have a second-year breakout. And I might be crazy. I don't know how many of y'all play fantasy football. I'm assuming most of you. But I took this guy number 3 overall because I think he's going to have that type of season. Much higher than most people would take. I completely understand that. But I truly believe that this dude is going to have a special season and put the running back market back to where it should be. At least if you're, a running back fan. But seriously, I think he is going to be the main reason that Atlanta ends up winning the NFC South. I think he's going to have over 20 touchdowns and 2,000 scrimmage yards. He's going to have a monster season. Bijan Robinson, Offensive Player of the Year. And now for League MVP. Now let's take into account who could be League MVP. Probably a quarterback. So you've got guys, Lamar Jackson won it last year for the second time. Obviously Aaron Rodgers coming back from injury. Patrick Mahomes, definitely. Christian McCaffrey, maybe a running back wins it. Tyreek Hill had some MVP hype last year. Josh Allen in Buffalo for sure. Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, maybe. He's another guy, comeback player of the year, runner. Like, there's a lot of guys out there. A lot of them in the AFC for sure. NFC side, Jalen Hurts maybe, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, depending on how the Rams do. There's a lot of guys out there that are going to be putting in their bids for MVP. But who is my MVP? Joshua Allen. I am predicting that he has over 5,000 total yards, 48 total touchdowns, so he almost does 5,050. And the Bills win the AFC East. It's definitely a stretch for them, for me to say that the Bills are going to win the AFC East. But I think if he has as dominant of a season that I am predicting, that should get him MVP. I have them as the number 2 seed in the AFC only because of their schedule, and how that like kind of lines up with maybe other teams' schedules like the Ravens or the Bengals, Chiefs. But I think number 2 seed, and if he puts up those types of stats, and is the reason that the Bills, for one, make the playoffs and make it at such a high seed, giving them home field advantage outside of the number 1 seed, I mean, I think he's deserving. He's in the MVP race every single year because of what he does with his legs and his arm. And now you lost Stephon Diggs. You lost, I believe, Trent Sherfield, who wasn't a huge part of their offense. So who's going to be the guy to step up? Is it Keon Coleman, the rookie? Is it Dalton Kincaid in his second year? Dawson Knox? Khalil Shakir out of the slot? Curtis Samuel, who came over from the Commanders? How is he going to find 48 touchdowns? 5,000 total yards? Are you out of your mind? No. I really think Josh Allen's going to put it all together. He's going to minimize the turnovers and the just attempt to make hero plays all the time. And he is going to dial in and grab an MVP trophy. And now I had them going to the the AFC Championship, in my season prediction. Is that enough to get MVP? Now remember, this is a regular season trophy. These are all regular season predictions, stat predictions. I think that would get him MVP. If the Bills were to get the number 2 seed with all the players that they lost offensively and defensively, and for him to step up as the leader of that team, the voice, the face of the franchise, put together those stats, like, come on. I think it is more than possible for Josh Allen to win MVP. But let me know what y'all think about all of these. Comeback Player of the Year, Coach of the Year. What are your predictions for the season and who you've got? Thursday night, Chiefs or Ravens? And also, I meant to mention this at the top of the video. On Tuesdays or Wednesdays, I think, is what I'm going to do. I'll just do like a quick recap of the NFL week, like previous. And maybe we look at MVP races, divisional races, all that type of thing. So let me know what y'all think of that. If you're still here and watching, I really appreciate it. And while you're here, please like and subscribe. Comment down below your predictions for the season. And I will see y'all in the next one. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy and peace.